Hit the live button. Hey, we're live. Hey, good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. I hope you're doing well. It's about 8:23 a.m. Went and did my walk and working on my Kanban board, my daily sheet for tracking stuff and getting things done. So I got another day of SPC training today. It's a 5-day event. And I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And I hope you're doing well today. Here we talk about Scrum and Agile in a practical and tactical way, so you can bring value to your customer, get home in a decent hour, not working 50, 60, 80 hours a week, and get back to your family and friends. Have some fun and work in the office, right? We always talk about that. Everybody wants to keep going a million miles an hour. We talked about that a couple of shows ago. Today, I'd like to talk about two things. Team designing the retro, so building a retro. I saw something from Lean-Agile Manchester Meetup with Chris Stone. It was really good. I would really advise anybody who's on LinkedIn to search out Chris Stone and link up with him. He has a real good selection of different retro formats and builds and templates and things like that. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And then also interview questions. I always get people transitioning and out and everything ask me about job interviews. And one of the things that came up, I wanted to reflect on, I had a lot of Scrum Masters and Agile coaches interview for positions where I worked before, and some of the questions and the way they answered it. And I kind of want to go over that. And the interview, the way they respond was a we versus a me, and just touch on that just briefly. Okay, so team designing retro. So I attended the Lean-Agile conference or meetup in Manchester, UK. Chris Dunn was presenting, and he was designing retros to allow the team to build it, which I thought was an awesome idea. So rather as a Scrum Master, building the retros your own, coming up with the idea, then it's your retro, which kind of defeats the purpose. Like Scrum Master owns a retro. Well, no, you don't, right? The way he did it, he would try to make it entertaining. He would come up with topics, and then they would craft it. Like they would do scenes from movies or different scenes, whatever they wanted to talk about, some kind of activity, comic book heroes, movies, whatever. And maybe you could do drinking games if you're in this lockdown. But it's more like having lots of fun. You build self-organizing teams. The whole idea is that teams learn how to create stuff around themselves. And I think the concept of what he's providing is an awesome concept for teams to build that. I mean, you can set up the stage, but let them craft. What do you want to talk about? What are the avenues? What's a horror flick, And they would fill that in, and then they actually choose the words. You have to give your team time to do this. Can't be done in 15 minutes, okay? So if you think you're going to do this in 15 minutes in retro, that ain't going to happen. You may need an hour the first time to do it just to get them used to doing it, and then later on maybe half hour, depending on what it was. But you're definitely going to need an hour to get the first one through the hoops, so they can understand the process and how it works. Once you get that done, then they can cut it down and do it. And then just experience fun. Just have a half hour of fun in the office, which is what we try to talk about a little bit. So enjoying it. And you come up with different topics. Maybe you use the team to help you come up with topics too. What's the theme we want to do for this retro? I don't know. They get the concept, they get the format, they get the template. They can come up with the themes, and every sprint you come up with a different theme. So I really want to recommend, search out Chris Stone and what he's got out there for retrospective templates. And he builds them in Miro, so you can build them in anything you really want. I mean, you can build in Google Docs, you can do Miro, you can do, I don't know, anything. Anything that's out there. It's not just, we have to get Miro so we can do this. No, there's lots of software out there that can do the same kind of thing. He just takes the time to build the template so that it's ready for the team to use. You don't build the template when you get there in a meeting. So he does facilitate that activity a little bit, shapes it. They pick up the topics, they put the words they want to do and the concepts they want to match everything to. But I want to recommend it. It's good stuff. I think he's doing some more retrospective stuff in the next couple of weeks too. Okay, so next one, interviews. We versus me. So I saw a lot of interviews where people would come in and interview, and one of the things people don't realize is when you do an interview, they're interviewing you, myself. I'm looking for a job right now, so I'm going through this process too. They want to know what you've done. They want to know that you're a team player, but they also want to know what you do, because they're not hiring your team, they're hiring you as an individual. And a lot of times I got a lot of people who would do interviews and they're so concentrated on the we, and the team oriented, the team would did this, and said, well, but what did you do? It's nice to say we did this, but what did you do as an individual? And you have to learn to say what you did, because the term we means we as a whole, which could be anything. And to be honest, when a lot of people say we did this, well, did you do anything? Is my question in the back of my head. Just describe exactly what you did and what achievements you did. And it's fine. Everybody achieves stuff. But keep an eye out on answering as we did this as a team. Like, I worked at a company and we built websites. Okay, so that would be the response. Like, we built websites. Or I was a business analyst, and at the company I worked at, we would do focus groups, and we would do surveys and things like that. Okay, but that's what the company did. What did you do? So here's my thing. I contributed team by building the storyboard that went into the website. And then later on, I did functional testing, manual functional testing, and wrote some automated test scripts to test that board. So the team had that, and it'll automate my process. So basic steps I would run every time, and I would just run it every time we changed the board. That's what I did. We as a group built websites. I wrote that automated script, or I did that storyboarding for the team. The other one from BA, I used to schedule and facilitate the focus groups, and created a situation or set up the thing where the customer would be in there trying out software. I set it up so that the design team could watch what the person was doing via a web lookup, or a web view, or Zoom, or whatever you want to call it, screen share, so that they weren't in their room with the customers doing a focus group. So it skewed the results, but the team could see what kind of motions that the focus group did with their mouses on the screen, so they can see what worked and what didn't, and find out why is the person doing that. So that's what I did as part of that customer research. So that's the difference, right? So be careful when you do interviews and you answer we. There's a lot of times I had interviews, I was like trying to dig, what did you specifically do? I had to really ask that. I was trying to, because the person was really good, but I really needed to know what they did as a person, that person, what you did as a person. So take that when you do interviews, keep an eye out for that. Don't brag about everything you did. Oh, I did this and I did that and I did that. It's a balance there. I did this for the team. This was my contribution to the team. Here's what we did. And then we won as a team. So there's another thing. I contributed to this team. We did it. I provided this service to the team, and we as a team won an award. It works. All right. That's what I got for this. This is a Tuesday, 515th episode of the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I hope you have a great day. And I am posting up little sunrises pictures and trying to get out there. Turns out when and get the timing right, get some good sunrises, good morning pictures to wish everybody a good morning. And like I say, good morning, happy scrumming. Give us a thumbs up if you like our show when we do little tidbits and tricks and stuff, and ring the little bell so you know when we go live. We'll get there. All right, take care. Bye. See ya. And enjoy.